Hi everyone, Johanna here. I want to talk to you today about pre-washing your fabric or not pre-washing your fabric. There seem to be two camps, camp pre-wash, of which I am a member, and the camp we never wash, and both pre-washers and non-pre-washers have good reason for either washing or not washing your fabric. For me, I pre-wash all of my fabric as soon as it comes into the house. I'm sending it through the washer and dryer. The idea here is that if anything weird is going to happen in the process of washing it, I want that to happen before I have spent like a long time, cutting it up and making it into a quilt, only to have like dyes run or other kind of weirdness happen. When I pre-wash my fabric, I am also removing any sizings that are still existing in the new fabric, and the sizing is whatever coatings they put in the fabric to keep it smooth during the manufacturing process, etc. So I always just pre-wash my fabric, and by that I mean chuck it in the washing machine, throw it in the dryer, give it a press, and that's it, and then it can officially enter my stash. Now, people who don't pre-wash have good reasons for not pre-washing. So chief among those reasons is the ability to come from the store and go directly into your project and start cutting into your fabric and just getting to it more quickly, which is fine. Some quilters really like that additional stiffness in the fabric. They like that extra sizing still existing. It is much smoother, and it doesn't require as much pre-pressing that I would need to do having run my fabric through the washer and dryer. Now, interestingly, a lot of people who adamantly do not pre-wash their fabric, as soon as the quilt is finished, and this was the end game all along, as soon as the quilt is finished, those quilters will take the finished quilt and put it through the washer and dryer, because the whole idea is that when you wash your quilt after the fact and you haven't pre-washed your fabric, your quilt will come out of the dryer with a pleasingly antique-y, crinkly, slightly attractively shrunken just a little bit, and that was the plan the whole time. Those quilts have some kind of built-in patina right at the beginning from the shrinking that happens after they have completed the quilt top. So just as far as pre-washing, not pre-washing, that depends on you. And also the quality of your fabric has something to do with it as well. So as long as you are working with good quality fabrics, I don't expect your fabric to misbehave really in a big way for you if you choose not to pre-wash. And in fact, a lot of times when students are taking quilt classes, they are working with fabric that has just been purchased. They haven't had the time to send it through the washer and dryer and do that prep work that I usually do. So if you're a pre-washer, great. If you are not pre-washing, as long as you're using good quality fabric, you should be all right. So just for clarity, for a little bit of a backtrack, when I am talking about putting the work through the washer and dryer, I'm talking about a completed quilt, meaning the top, the batting, the backing, you've sewn through all those layers, you've completed the edges with your binding or whatever edge treatment that you're using, and you're putting the completed quilt through the washer and dryer and washing it like that. What you don't ever want to do, please don't do this, is take your finished quilt top alone by itself as a single layer of patchwork and take that and run it through the washer and dryer. You do not want to do that. All of your seam allowances they're gonna fray. All of your careful pressing goes out the window. It's a big hot mess. Please do not do that. So I'm talking about completing your quilt top, layering it with your, batting, backing, etc., finishing the quilt completely, and then putting that wholly completed quilt through the washer and dryer. Never just a quilt top. Just wanted to take a minute and clarify.